It's time for a mashup of the Beirmann Olympics and Kim's launch party. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, hey, hey! We're finally back in the studio. Okay, I have
we're
to
together again.
I know I have to
we're
maintain my excitement because I don't want to go into a high pitchy voice. Hi guys, what's up? It's Elayna here. You can follow me on all social platforms at hey_it's_lay. Where can they find you, Suzette?
Hi guys, this is Suzette. You can find me at Suzette Babb on Instagram and Twitter. And I just want to say hello to Candace out there. She's going to take a little break. She's in Tennessee. We're sending you our love.
Absolutely. And you're tuned in to Don't Be Tardy on AFTERBUZZ TV.
That's right.
Now, this show will be covering episode 10, which was the Beirmann Olympics.
Episodes.
And tonight's episode of the launch party. So we kind of have a lot to talk about.
We have so much to talk about.
So if you're tuned in the chat room, please let us know your thoughts on last week's episode where we're about to focus on Tracy's date.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about her date? Was it not awkward for you to watch?
It was so uncomfortable. I don't even know if you'd call that a date. It was like two people meeting for the first time with two 19-year-olds. It was super, super awkward. So you have Tracy, who met a girl maybe 25, Tracy's 45, online dating. And when I say met, like, I'm guessing Grindr, Tinder. They've never actually talked on the phone.
Which
so
was
probably
surprising.
Was it really, though?
I mean, this is the thing. Tracy is an online dater. She's the app kind of dating person. And if Brielle was right about her just getting the girls and sleeping with them, then I would think that there's some kind of conversation that's happening before that point. You know what I mean?
I don't really know what's happening because she had the long-term relationship with the girlfriend
Right.
before. So I'm not sure if she's online dating just to be kind of cool, if you will, because again, if you're always hanging out with a 19-year-old that's online dating, that's what you think like you should be doing, which it's fine, but I think maybe like not on Grindr or Tinder, like maybe do something else. And I think that instead of going out with Zach and Brielle, instead she could have had a nice dinner at the house with Cam, with Kroy, like a little more like normalcy with some adults, because it was awkward. And then the thing when she said about, would you be in an open relationship? Like, where did that come from?
Why would you even bring that up if you're interested in dating this person?
Because you just want to sleep with them. You just want to, like, have fun. But you're with two 19-year-olds.
Yeah,
like,
at that point, then be a better example. So I think
it's not appropriate.
Watching the Beirmann Olympics, that episode, the hard part for me was the fact that Brielle was kind of taking lead on the date. She was telling Tracy what to say and how to act, and and that was just like, okay, Tracy, you're 45 years old. You should have enough experience in the dating world to not have a 19-year-old tell you the do's and don'ts. And not saying that Brielle isn't a great dater or that she can't date, not taking anything away from her, just saying that it was just very awkward.
It was. I think there was just so much silence that she was trying to do something, but that's what you do if I set you up with someone and we go on a double date, I'm going to be the icebreaker.
Right.
You know, it's like, oh, remember when you traveled to Miami? Didn't you go to Miami? That's when you do it. But it wasn't appropriate, but that I didn't really love the dating choice. I thought she as well was a little, she was very soft-spoken, a little strange.
So I'm not sure if the producers kind of edited the show to make it seem that way, because we just got a lot of silence and facial expressions from her, and we barely got any comments or words. I don't even. Tracy, what the hell were you thinking? Let me just say that.
It was bad, uncomfortable, weird.
It was just too much. Anyway.
She should date her age, I really think. Or maybe even date someone older.
But here's the thing. You pay for the girl to come out to Atlanta and you don't know her age?
Right. Well, sometimes, she didn't look super young. So sometimes, sometimes as we get older, you forget you're getting older. So you forget to ask everyone around you, like, how old are you? And then you're like, wow, I'm the oldest one in the group. It's a common mistake that happens.
What I did find out through Tracy's dating bon voyage, whatever you want to call it, is that she doesn't live with them. I didn't know that she had
I totally missed that.
I didn't know that she had her own house. She was like, I'll call her back when I go to my house, or she's going to bring her back up there. So when that little detail came out, I was like, wait, I thought Bloom lived in the house with them.
You're there 24/7. Well, she is there 24/7.
Right.
Like, she must have a room or something.
So maybe it's a back house or something. But she kept saying my house, my house. And I'm just like, Tracy has a house?
Yeah.
And she probably does, but I feel like, you know,
if she was on Top Chef, she did other stuff, I'm sure, you know, she seems successful.
She is a part of the family, so we always miss that. Let's get into the Olympic part of that episode. So it became like this rivalry between the siblings over $1,000 because Kroy and Kim wanted to distract the kids from all that was happening. And I love that we got to see a competitive side of Ariana. I also love how much...
Don't say Real. She like threw it in the bag.
She was just... but that's what I was going to say. I also love how much Brielle is her mom's junior. She
100%.
is Kim's mini-me that you cannot hate on it. You just have to embrace it and love it. So the fact that she was like, you know, give me a shopping spree and I'll be good at that. That was interesting. So do you have siblings?
So my brother is 7 years younger.
Okay.
So there's not even a 0.01% of any competitiveness, like, at all. Like, we are super supportive of each other. It's totally different because I was an only child for 7 years. And in so many respects, like, I want to take care of him and be there for him. So I don't know what it's like to have any competitiveness within siblings or anything like that. What about you?
So I think so, just a little bit. So my mom's youngest child, my little brother, he's 10 years younger than me. And I think when it comes to anything athletic, we get very competitive because, you know, he's this young guy who's into sports and track and field and all of these things, and he likes to think that I can't do something. He likes to think that he's faster than me or that he's better than me. So I kind of like show him up like,
I'm sure you do.
You know, like, be careful, kid. You don't know who you're messing with here. So I thought that aspect was fun. I think if we've ever gone to like a jumping place, that would have been something to win $1,000 over. I love that. That was the prize.
What a prize.
Can Kroy come be my stepdad?
I know. Kroy, why are you so sweet? He's just like such a good father and husband. He really, really is.
So we didn't miss that much on the Beirmann Olympics, but moving on to episode 11 of the launch party.
Yes, Kim's birthday.
Cashmere finally came out on the show. I feel like this whole season has been leading up to this launch.
Agreed.
And then at the end of the episode, we kind of got some not so good news, you know. So let's just go into it and dissect it a little bit when it comes to the launch. So how did it feel watching her birthday party / launch party?
Well, I really thought it was surprising that nobody around her knew that she had been kind of creating this new brand, this new skincare line, oil line. And it's funny because I follow her on Snap and Instagram. I remember a long time ago, like, seeing her kind of different photos saying, like, can't wait for what's happening. And, of course, I was, like, on pins and needles. What's going on?
Right.
But I thought it was cool. And it's unfortunate that, you know, we see the same kind of cycle with her and Brielle always feeling that they have those haters. And it is really sad. Like, she has worked so hard for what she does have. And with her having the stroke, I've always found her to be just like a positive person, like wanting positive energy around her. But, you know, it's a bummer that there are still those, you know, people around her. But I thought the party was a success. Tracy killed it. Like, I loved
gorgeous.
The Tiffany blue, the ice sculpture. You know, you already knew walking into it, like, what Kim's brand has become. Because when we first met her on Atlanta Housewives, she had like the synthetic hair.
Right.
And, you know, always chain smoking. And she's really evolved. So I thought the party was just really flawless, and we're still waiting for the oil.
We're still waiting for our samples, Kim. Hello. The touch of the party that was, I guess, sentimental for me was just the fact that she kept breaking down. Now, all episode we've been talking about wanting to go deeper and wanting to, like, you know, take off the blindfold. When we watch Kim on the show, everything is together. Like, although the kids may be going crazy, when it comes to her and Kroy, they have it together. They're very solid. They kind of don't really show emotion. And that's more so this season because she has been open previously. So I don't know if it's because of the stroke that she had that she wanted to be a little bit more reserved.
I think so.
Or what the case may be. But while she was giving her thank yous and kind of just, you know, talking to the people of the party, she was breaking down and she was getting emotional, and that pulled my heartstrings and made me feel more connected to the show. And I think that this whole season we've been asking for the opportunity to feel that connection, the opportunity to kind of take the wigs off and really be bare. And although she was full face, you know, wig on, it's still
it got to you.
It got to me. And I wish that we could see more of that. Not necessarily her breaking down, crying, boo-hooing, but more of the authentic
Well, I think in order to see that authentic side, then the truth is going to unfold with the direction of where everyone's going to go. Because it's really tough. You know, she has a daughter, Brielle, who's 19, 20, has this job opportunity. And it's hard because then she has like kind of almost newborn. So it's the same family, but it's almost two separate growing, you know, spurts. So I think she is kind of loosening at the seams because you're trying to hold it together, but you don't want to lose your daughter. It's like, how do you set them free?
So let's talk about her daughters kind of being gone. So we didn't see Ariana this episode because
they said she was in DC.
She was on a field trip
thing. Okay.
In DC. And then Brielle got news from Jake that she would be a PA for Access Hollywood.
Got an offer to be, yes, from
which
the
is
publicist.
Super exciting.
That's huge.
And she showed up with her folder to Kroy. So
my face. I'm like, really? A $3,100 apartment?
Regardless of what was in the folder,
you're right.
It's the fact that she took initiative.
Kroy could have given her that. Yes, she's trying.
She took initiative to gather things. Now
though a Jeep is way better to have than a Range Rover in LA. I was like, what's the difference?
She might have been super expensive with her taste, but I think
that's from her mother's taste. That's what she. Hi, they had her white Range Rover that Big Papa got her.
Right.
I remember everything. Okay.
I love that you got like every detail.
Yeah, I remember when they got that white Range Rover.
So I don't know if she actually accepted the job because we did hear her express some concern about leaving her mom.
Okay, let's get to it.
Yeah.
You get a job offer when you're 19 for Access Hollywood. The funds are already going to be there. You know, whether or not she pays $500 for rent, Kroy and Kim will pay for whatever it is. She's going to get a car. You know, there's not going to be any issues. So it's like, what is the real issue? Go.
So, from this episode, Brielle's issue is just her mom's heart. Okay. So the fact that she had a stroke, and that might not be it. It may be a little deeper, but it seems like she has attachment issues. And we talk about over and over how, you know, Kim had her very young, and the bond that they share is something that's unexplainable, and, you know, that I haven't experienced in my lifetime. So I don't know what that attachment is like. So when she was speaking, I actually felt her. I felt for her, and I felt her saying that I don't want to go halfway across the country and then something happens to my mom, or then she needs our help. She doesn't want that to happen. That could be an excuse.
I'm going to disagree with you, so you keep going.
Go for it. So go for it. Where are you thinking that she is?
Well, I'll tell you because I've lived it. Okay, so I came to LA when I was 19. So when you're worried about your career, this is actually like a life lesson for all the girls out there. Okay, you're going to be over here worrying about your career. You're going to hustle. You're going to move to LA, New York. You're going to go to college. You're going to go. That's going to be the smaller percentage. Then there's the other percentage. You're going to be dating. You're thinking about marriage. You're a little boy crazy. Maybe you want a family. And that's where I see with, you know, Brielle's the fork in the road. You know, it's like she does have the dream of the career, but yet we see time and time again, it's the boy crazy. You know, it's like she, you know, had the one boyfriend, then a couple dating. Now she's with, you know, the athlete. And again, it's like you have to refocus the priorities and the few chances that you get in life.
So do you think that she wants to start a family early like her mom did? Do you think
I think that you know, at a young age, sometimes having a man in your life, it can kind of fill the space, not even a void. It's just the space, you know, it's having that partnership that I really do believe most Americans long for, to get married and have that partner. I know like a lot of my friends in Minnesota got married very, very young, you know, and had, you know, go 10 years and here I still am, you know, not married. So, you know, I think that she has to really sit down and refocus what she really, really wants to do.
So while we're talking about Brielle and her adulthood and what she wants to do, how do you feel about the fact that Kim still monitors her social media and kind of goes through and deletes comments, you know, when there's haters? So we talked about the fact that she kept her launch quiet because of the spectators. And she also admitted that, you know, she has her daughter's back when it comes to people who hate on her. So how do you feel about her just kind of, I guess, going through and deleting comments, like managing that?
Yeah, I think you have to. Yeah. I think that, I mean, I've seen the negative comments, and I, you know, what I respect about Kim so much is, if you look at her Instagram and every photo, if people ask her a question or they respond, she actually responds. Which actually, though, can cause a lot of anxiety in terms of, the stress. Like going through, the elections most recently, I had to take a break from Facebook because you're so amped up. So I think there's nothing wrong with her monitoring it, but eventually you have to just, you can't care I don't think they do care what everyone thinks, but I think that when you're 19, and there's so much judgment to maybe her getting lips done or people thinking she has, the easy way. And let's not forget when they were, brought up having two different dads, all the struggles they went through. I don't think there was ever an easy way. I think that would be really hard having a young mom and no father.
Right.
So I think it's totally fine that she's looking at it.
I love that she manages. I love that she's there. I love that she cares.
Yes.
There are so many moms today that leave their children out on social media and
don't even know that what they're doing.
Don't know what they're posting.
Yeah.
Don't know the interactions that they're having. So I love the fact that Kim is going through and looking at it and basically being their biggest fan and their stalker at the same time. I love that she's doing that. I do hope that while she's doing that, she's also showing and teaching Brielle how to kind of deal with people, because I feel like Kim's been pretty good at dealing with the people who hate on her or even avoiding them. So when she gets to a point where she maybe isn't monitoring anymore, I want Brielle to be able to step up and handle that for herself and maybe help Ariana with it, and so far they can help the siblings.
I think sometimes you have to remember, if you post a photo on Instagram, that's it. You're posting it, you're putting out your message. Sometimes that's it. Sometimes you don't need to go back and see what people think.
Right.
You're just putting your message out there. Because no matter how great you think you wrote the verbiage, people are always going to perceive things a different way anyways. So if she can just learn, put it out there, move on to the next.
Right. Absolutely. And I think that's a lesson that we're constantly learning.
Oh, yeah.
Every day.
It's a weird time,
especially with
all
social media.
Social media.
Okay, so let's get into the sentiments of this episode. We have one episode left, and I don't know what's going to come, so I'll get to that later. But toward the end of this episode, we kind of seen Kim and Kroy putting on her heart monitor because a week after the party, apparently she was having, she was feeling certain types of way, and she waited about 2 weeks before she went to talk to her doctor about it, and then he immediately told her that she needed to be wearing a heart monitor. So that's all the details that they gave us. We have nothing, to go from, so we don't know if she's possibly gonna have another stroke or if her heart is failing. We don't know anything. We just know that she's being monitored. And I think that it was just I don't know the events of everything that happened, but the way that it was placed at the end of the episode, for us to have to walk away with that, it's very troublesome. And although it's in the past and it happened already and she's fine and she's living and she's traveling, which we'll get into in news and gossip, it's still the fact that there's anxiety building up, at least for me as a fan, of what's going to happen next episode. Like, did she really go through something that I missed, that she kept quiet?
Well, strokes are funny. My dad had a couple strokes about 1.5 years ago, and it's weird because we haven't really seen Kim talk about, like, is she on medications? Like, I mean, my dad went through so many meds. Like, it was exhausting for over 1 year straight. So I'd like to know, like, she had a stroke, she had heart surgery, but then what are you usually you're taking something. I mean, stroke, it's a weird thing. You just don't know, like, does she have epilepsy? Yeah. What is it from? I
think that's just what's causing me to have anxiety. We're watching the show and they just left us there. They didn't give us any clue or anything like that. And even in the preview for next episode, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, no idea.
We don't know how they're going to tie up this season. How are all the dots going to connect? We got a little bit of the cashmere, and then today was the launch. We got a little bit of her wanting to have kids and getting older. Her birthday passed, Brielle and her job.
Maybe she'll start going into talking about strokes, because there are certain things that, not a lot of people, like, I don't really even know anything still about, strokes. Just like Yolanda talks about Lyme disease, maybe, Kim, will do something to educate people while she's learning too.
I hope so. Hopefully next episode is just packed with a bunch of stuff
in 20 minutes
in about 20 to 30 minutes, so that we can get our entire lives. But let's move on to some news and gossip while we can.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So what's happening with Kim?
Okay, so in following Kim's snap, she actually was just in LA. She was here to have dinner with Malika. As we know, her and Malika's sister, and Chloe are always out. So they were at dinner. And then also, it looks like, well, I don't know for sure, but I'm just assuming she's going to be on E's Medium with Tyler Henry, because there was a photo with her and Kroy and the medium Tyler. So I'm going to assume that maybe we're going to be seeing her on E. And, you know, he's a medium, but he also will say, do you want to talk about career? Do you want to talk about love, family? So I'm hoping that she talks about family, and maybe he can say, you know what? Your mom's missing you, or Kroy's family, or maybe they're not. But I'm still hoping that there's something with it. You know, it's so strange that they don't talk to either of their parents with all the kids they have.
So with that point, while we got the jingles in our ears, let's just transition straight into some predictions for the finale. Hello.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Ooh. I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
Next episode, I feel like they will touch on family because they have it all season, and this has been my prediction. This has been my hope, but I do feel like they're gonna try to find some type of way to bring it full term. I don't know if they're gonna have another season of Don't Be Tardy. They haven't really alluded.
Oh my gosh.
They haven't really alluded to the idea of it. So I'm hoping that on next episode we kind of get a little bit more details of the things that's been happening behind the scenes. We still don't know via the show what Kroy is doing, where he's going career-wise. So there's going to be a little bit of that, and then there's going to be a little bit of the family.
Right. So it was weird just seeing a little glimpse because I felt like there was time in between because it talked about Brielle and her boyfriend now, the Michael, the baseball player. So I'm like, how did that just happen? I'm not sure. And then obviously we know that Kroy was with Buffalo and now he's not. So I'm curious to see how this last episode comes to fruition. Like, are they going to get a call that he's finally at Buffalo? Or so I don't really know my predictions. I mean, I'm still waiting for Kroy to kind of find his place. Like I've said, I think that he would be great doing sports journalism. But there again, I mean, there's this big family. They're all talented. And it's like, how do they all get to live their passions and do their things and then be together?
Right.
You know, so I feel like I don't even have any predictions, but maybe we'll find out, you know, more about Kim's stress and the girls helping out more. But there again, how does Brielle help out more if she wants to go to LA? So I'm just kind of a mess over here.
Yeah. Well, next episode will be the finale of Don't Be Tardy for this season. And I think that we're going to do something fun when it comes to the interactions with the fans and the comments. So if you've been following us this season, make sure that you are tuned in live next episode as I'll have my laptop up and I'll be able to read all of your live feed. But that's all the time we have for today. So I guess until next time, you guys can follow me on all social platforms at hey_it's_lay.
You can follow me at Suzette Babb, and then follow our girl Candace at Pimp Fried Rice.
Absolutely. And don't be late for the party next week. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Number 12.
Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.